Welcome back. It's Monday and time for Law 101. I'm Rob Levine from Rob Levine Associates. So today we're going to talk about property damage. We want to break it down to the beginning of the claim, which is how you handle your property damage. And specifically, we're talking about a motor vehicle accident and damage to your car. So our car is obviously very personal to us. We drive it every day. We love our cars, and we always feel like it's worth more than it is. So I wanted to explain to you how much you'll be entitled to and how the system works. So first thing that happens is you get into an accident. You either hire a lawyer, you handle the claim on your own, you contact the defendant's insurance company. Now, your car can be repaired by one of two people. Your insurance company, if you have collision coverage. If you don't have collision coverage, your insurance company will not repair your car. If the defendant is at fault for the accident, let's say they're 100% at fault, they're responsible for repairing your car. Two things can happen. Your car is either totaled, which means it's not repairable. The amount of damage to your vehicle is somewhere between 70 and 80% to the value of the car, and they'll total it, or your car is repairable. How do we determine which it is? So an appraisal is done. You call the defendant's insurance company, they accept liability. They determine that their defendant is responsible, their insured is responsible for your damages. They send an appraiser out, he looks at your vehicle. He assesses the entire vehicle and then looks up the value of the vehicle. So let's talk about value. So if we go on kellybluebook.com, there's three types of value. The first is private party, the second is wholesale, and the third is retail. So retail means a dealer owns a vehicle and sells it to you. Private party means you own the vehicle and sell it to another private party. And wholesale means you're trading your car in to a dealer. So the value that applies in this circumstance is private party value. You're not entitled to retail because you're not a dealer, and they're not going to charge you wholesale because you're not trading it in. So whatever the car would be worth today, if you sold it to another private party, that's how they determine the value. Now, can you argue that the car has improvements to it? So if you owned a Harley-Davidson motorcycle and you chromed out your motorcycle, that improves the value of the vehicle and the value goes up. If you got new tires, if you take care of the vehicle, such as replace the muffler, normal wear and tear, those things that you do to the car do not improve the value. So if just last week you put a new muffler on the car, that's not going to improve the value of your car because you're responsible for maintaining it and making sure it's in good repair. So we look up in kellybluebook.com, we have the value for private party value, and that tells us what our car is worth. If the car is totaled, they're going to give you that value minus any unusual wear and tear. So for instance, if there was pre-existing damage on the vehicle, they're going to deduct that. If there's damage inside the vehicle, tears in the seats and things like that, not normal wear and tear, they have the right to reduce the value for that damage. If your car is repairable, it's going to go to a body shop. During the time that they're getting the value done, if your car is not drivable, you're entitled to a rental. Again, your rental can come from one of two places. Your insurance coverage, if you have rental coverage, or the defendant, if they've accepted 100% liability. So we call the insurance company, we tell them our car's not drivable, we want them to appraise it. You can immediately get into a rental, and you can keep that rental until they either give you a check because your car was totaled, or they're going to repair your car, and once your car is repaired, you have to return the rental. The last thing I want to talk about is mitigation of damages. So your car gets into an accident, the state police tows it off the highway and it goes to a shop that's holding the car. They're not going to do any body work on it, they're just a towing shop for the state police. You have a duty to mitigate your damages, which means get it out of the tow yard. Let's say you don't have the insurance information for the defendant yet, you don't have collision insurance, you can't find the information. You can't just let your car sit there and incur storage charges every day for the next month, especially if your car is drivable. So we want to get it out of that storage yard to reduce the damages. So that's how we do property damage. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Monday, same time, same place.